This is a film by Laszlo Novak in Sydney, who taught me how to look for these UFO clouds. Now this one he follows. Now it's very interesting. It approaches a UFO cloud. These are these special clouds that have all these tubes that these UFOs come in and go out of. Now it'll hit the first tube, then hit the second tube and go through. The other thing unusual is when I freeze the frames, you'll actually see it double up as it goes through every tube. I've never seen this before, so I'll just pause it. That's what it looks like quickly, so you won't see anything. Now when I take it back, I've actually paused this and I've taken pictures. It's amazing. Now it actually will go through the first tube, and you'll see I'll have to do it very slowly. These are very quick. Now it's in the first one right there. Now what I've caught on the pictures, and I'm not sure if I can replicate this again, you have to catch it at the precise time. As it goes out, it seems to leave one other one in there in its path where it's actually gone out. It's hard to describe this. I haven't seen this happen before. Now, just as it goes out of the other one, you'll see that a second one appear. On the pictures, you'll see it clearly. Now, it's an art form to try to catch this. I'm using my finger on the play button and pausing it. I do not know how to do it step by step. See, it disappears there. It'll come out the other one, and that one there just remains. Now, I've caught it when that was larger, so it appears it goes through those tubes. Now on the pictures you'll see some images just double up perfectly. Now I'm trying to catch that. It's a very hard thing to catch. There it is there, and just as it came out I caught that second one, so it indicates it actually goes through those. There you go, that's a perfect image. As it goes through the first tube, that light orb shines up. As it hits the second tube, and on this one you see that little black opening turning upwards, and these are the things I'm trying to catch on high zoom. They're not easy things at all. They're very, very, very hard things to capture. Now that's what I'm trying to show you. That's how close I'm getting. Now you'll see the structure there. There's two tubes, and then that tube goes up as well. I've analyzed quite a few of the clouds as Laszlo has told me, and these fit the criteria of these UFO clouds. Now as it hits the second tube, I'll be very quick. That's it. Oh, that was a super quick two touches. As it comes out the second tube, it lights up the second tube. You'll get an orb remaining there for a split second as that one goes out, and these two tubes join and they twist up there to form that beautiful shape, which I'll try to zoom in on as well. These aren't normal shapes, and they're not normal tubes. These are these tubes that Laszlo taught me to analyze, and they're actually UFO clouds. So I've got quite a few pictures there for you. So I'll quickly go and analyze them without wasting your time further. Now I'm not sure if I've caught this on the other one, but I just caught that precise moment I went through the second tube. I think I showed it before, and you'll see that one remains still in that orb that brightens up, remains in that second tube, and there's that one coming through. It's got the black opening. So I've caught all the frames as it comes close, as it hits it, and it's in the center of it. As it comes out, it leaves one other orb there. It enters that one, and as it comes out, it leaves that one there and continues there. So they're the sort of very, very slow, painstaking pauses that I'm trying to get, and each one shows a different aspect of that orb as it flies through. Now on this one I'm trying to zoom in on the exact structure of it here, because I catch two little black spots on the end of it. Now it shows how it seems to have little black objects, which I'll use autofocus on the camera, and I'll do it without, and sometimes without. Just as I catch in the magical moment, it works. If I don't, it will not work. So I caught that there now, and I'll zoom that. Now, as it goes through that cloud, I'm not sure if it goes through it. Yes, it does. It actually hits it. So I've enlarged and zoomed on that picture as well as it hits that formation. And I'll have it on auto lock. So once I have it on auto lock, it will catch the precise one. Now it shows that it goes through these. Now each one is a formation of a giant UFO, what's it called? Mothership. See how those two come out there and it creates something? Those two come out as a tube, then it curls up. They're the precise forms that Laszlo told me to keep an eye out. Now watch as it hits the first tube. There it is. It leaves that second one inside and it tilts up now, that black aperture in that orb. And as it comes, this is very hard to catch now. Yes, I caught it. As it goes through, it will twist down that aperture, that black opening, and leave the second imprint in that one. Now I'll take one more zoom picture of that. Now these are very, very hard things to catch, so I'll finish now. These are the images that I've just downloaded of the analysis of the film by Laszlo Novak of 4th of August. So you'll see all those snapshots of the orb as it hits the first cloud, which is that's the orb before, that's where it hits it. It then hits that first tube. There's two UFO tubes there. So these are the snapshots. That's where it hits past the first one. And I enlarge those pictures now and go through them step by step. So this was a concept that was pretty hard to understand until I watched the film by Laszlo Novak. And again, this is his film. It's actually worded confusingly. Now, he writes, UFOs are going in and coming out from early warning bird-shaped cloud. Well, this is his a mothership. He actually described to me later that's a UFO mothership. And I thought, well, come on, Laszlo, what are you talking about? Show me. So he has allowed me to share his film in this analysis. And that's where we see those beautiful structures that he's actually like that. There we go. These are these beautiful structures he's filmed, and it happened to be right above his house. So I'm either by accident or not, I don't know. But this is where he films those lovely orbs flying in and out of that. It does look like a bird. Honestly, Laszlo, it's got the wing on that side, wing on that side. You see the orb now as it flies out of the mouth of that mothership. So here are all these strange structures, and that's how Laszlo has actually taught me to work, to actually analyze this. This is infrared. He's actually used infrared on this, and you see those beautiful shapes in that cloud. So somehow these ET entities have made these beautiful tubes and portals where these orbs, you see the orb now, there's two of them, and they will fly into that entrance. I couldn't believe this. When I saw that, it was just, wow, Laszlo, I've now finally understand. So that's how I analyze all the clouds I see. I quickly just look outside. If I see anything that fits those sort of strange shapes like those things there, I will quickly analyze them. So this is where he zooms in and look at those shapes. They're spectacular shapes. They're tubes, rectangles. There it is there, one flies out. So these are the ones I've caught. But in the film previous, I've actually caught the portal that opens up. It is fantastic. This is like looking at ET structures. And they are. That's what they are. They actually they're floating over us as we're just eating or working or whatever, and they're flying in and out, and they're just hard to understand who they are, what they are, and why they're here. I might use full color on this. This is the first orb as it appears, right? Well, I'll actually use photo gallery for it. Rather than jump in and out indiscriminately, I will start from that first orb. Now, as it flies over, you'll see it flying to the left. This is the first image that I zoomed in of it as it was flying. It hadn't hit that cloud yet. Now, these are the best types of contrast that I've found works on these. You'll see the area around it is actually displaced space somehow. It's usually dark around these orbs. and you've got two processes coming down. I'm not sure what these processes are. So that's how close I'm zooming in on this structure. Now you'll see it fly over, that's it there, and you'll see it then hit that first cloud. So I'll zoom in on that now. As it hits that first alien cloud, and these are alien structures in these clouds and portals and everything that I've now shown you with Laszlo's documentary, it displaces the cloud. I'm not sure if it hits the cloud to gain energy or it transfers information, or it's just hard to understand what these things do. But it hits just the edge of the first UFO cloud, and it hits the tubes next. You see how it hits it? It displaces part of that. So I will now zoom into the next shot. It is approaching the first tube. These are two definite tubes. Now it is important because as it strikes the first tube, it will actually leave an orb in there, or an imprint that is still lit up. And then it'll hit the second tube, it'll leave a very big imprint, which I've caught very well, and it flies out. And you'll see the opening in the orb. It's a black aperture opening. There it is there. Look at it. Now I'll try to do the detail on it. It works sometimes, sometimes it won't work. Now by going really opposite, that's the only way I can bring this up. So it's just about going to hit that now. The orb has struck now that first tube, and it is literally inside that alien tube formation. I'm not sure if it energizes or whatever. Now I've caught a great picture. Wow, I've really gone really far on this enhancement. I'm not sure if it's going to help me or hinder me in this one. There we go. It's actually right in the formation there, and it's picked up. It seems to brighten that up somehow. It's very hard to understand how. Now these are a bit too dark for my liking, so I'm going to go up there and just put some life in that. There you go. That's what you're looking at. It's hit the first one. And I'll go to the photo now where it comes out. This is one more snapshot as it hits it. So this is just before that last image. It hasn't lit up yet. And can you see what I'm looking at? It is in there. I'm not sure what it's actually doing. Is it charging up? Is it sharing information? I don't know what it's doing. It's just hit it and it's trapped in that. It'll just come out in the next shot. This is a magic pick. It's come out of that one and it's just turning around upright to show the aperture. It's left an imprint in that one, in the first tube. This is going to be very, very, very tricky, but it's not that hard as you think. Just hold on to your seats, and I'm going to bring it up. I've gone too far on the highlights and I've gone too far on the contrast. If you look at that image now, you'll see the energy still lighting up in the first tube, and it turns around there and it shows that a black type of image. Now I'll have to find one more picture. This is a rough picture. I'm not happy with it. So there it is there. Okay. This is one other snapshot. Every snapshot could be totally different. If I catch the right time when I freeze the frame and catch the right and get rid of those pixel blurs on the screen, I've got a fantastic image to work with. It's not easy as you think. You have to pause it. I haven't got any fancy equipment. Okay, we'll go to the next one. This is a fantastic picture. It has hit the second tube and it's actually coming out. It's actually left one imprint in there. So I just have to bring it up just right. So it's actually, there's a little bit of energy left in that one there. There's a strange structure where it's hit it. It's hit the second one and it's just emerging out of that second one. The black is pointing down. Now it's leaving that imprint or second orb in that second tube. And as I enlarge it, you'll see what I'm trying to describe. And that's that opening or black point that I've picked up in a few images. That's one higher zoom as it comes out. It helps to look at 2 or 3 pictures because it provides you that extra that you can't see normally if you've maybe not caught that precise moment well, even from the computer screen. Now, I'm not happy with all the pixels there, so I'll just try to clear it, but I don't think I'll get much results from trial and error. It's not going to help me much. So there it is there. It's a very high zoom. You'll see that orb imprint still in the second tube, and that's come out. It's now left that second tube, and it's flying all the way out. Now, it shows you that it's gone through those two tubes. That's the only explanation. Now, it can't just accidentally fly over them and cause that effect or fly behind them. It's actually gone through them. Why it's done that, I don't know. Is it to energize? Is it to transfer information? These things are ET entities. I do not know. I can't answer you that question, but I'm just trying to capture it. So there it is there. It is now flown out, and I think that's the end of this analysis. What we can do is quickly use this color mode here to actually go through the pictures in full color. And these colors are lovely. So it shows enhanced, the ones I've enhanced on the telephone. Before enhancement, you'll see the black opening. This hasn't helped that much, this mode here. It just brings up, there it is as it approaches. It just brings up that little bit of extra, there it is as it leaves, that little bit of color. That's inside the first tube. As it comes out the second tube, they're all over the place because that's how I analyzed all the pictures. That's it as it flies just in prior to hitting that edge of the cloud. That's where it's hit the edge of the cloud. That's one more image where it's hit the edge. That hasn't been processed.